Hi, everybody. Jamie Hoyle here from the Lightning Round Podcast, coming at you with my reaction to the biggest news of the Chargers offseason and maybe the biggest news of the NFL offseason so far, which is Derwin James signing the largest contract in NFL history for a safety. Obviously, ending his 14-day hold in at camp and getting him back just in time to get ready for the season, which starts in just a few weeks. So let's go ahead and get started. Talk about this contract, what it means for the team, what it means for Derwin, and what it means for Justin Herbert, who's going to have a contract extension coming his way here, probably within the next calendar year. So as I mentioned, Derwin signed the richest contract in NFL history for a safety. He absolutely blew the contract extensions for Minkah Fitzpatrick and Jamal Adams out of the water, and rightfully so. If you listen to our show during the offseason, if you've interacted with me on Twitter, you know that we've been talking about this contract really since the preseason, since training camp started. Excuse me. And what we've been saying is the team had financial parameters in place. They had the numbers in place with Derwin. Basically, when training camp started, they knew what the deal was going to look like. The reason Derwin was holding in was, for the most part, they were arguing over, not arguing, I should say, that's probably the wrong word, but they were negotiating contract language. The team, no doubt, wanted to protect themselves in case Derwin continued to have injury issues. Derwin and his team didn't want injury-specific language in the contract. So they were trying to work that out. And I'm sure on some level there was probably some conversation about, per game bonuses or roster bonuses throughout the life of the contract, or possibly even some sort of performance bonuses, given Derwin's injury history. And I think there are some interesting aspects to this contract that are worth breaking down. So we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I notice is Derwin's deal. He is playing the 2022 season basically under his rookie fifth-year option. They took some of the money from that guaranteed salary, which would have been about $9.1 million. They took some of that money and they converted it into signing bonus and included it in the $20.5 million signing bonus he got, which was a record-setting signing bonus for a safety. So Derwin's cap number this year is $8.1 million, just under $8.2 million. They saved themselves about $900,000 on his cap number this year, as opposed to what it would have been if they had fully kept the fifth-year option in place. So Derwin goes into 2022 with an $8.1 million cap number. Obviously, very team-friendly. Next year, 2023, his salary will go up to $9.1 million, and that's going to consist of a $2 million guaranteed salary. It'll consist of about $4.1 million in prorated signing bonus, and it will consist of a $3 million prorated portion of a $12 million option bonus that the team is going to pay him. So provided Derwin is on the roster in March of 2023, which I think we can all be reasonably confident he will be, Derwin will get a nice fat $12 million team option bonus for being on the roster in March of 2023. And his overall cap number for 2023 will be $9.1 million, just a shade over it. And I think that's important because we know the Chargers have Justin Herbert's contract extension looming, and that is more than likely something that will be negotiated and hopefully worked out next offseason. So Derwin and the Chargers showing that they're not just focused on signing Derwin, but they're aware of the financial challenges that lie ahead. Derwin showing that he wants to keep the team together. He understands that he can't succeed on his own, that he needs help. So he is putting the team in a better position to sign Justin Herbert down the line by taking a much smaller cap number next year than you might have expected. His cap number then jumps to just under $20 million in 2024, a little under $24 million in 2022, and $24.6 million in 2026. So you can see how those numbers increase over time. But Derwin definitely doing his part to make sure the team can get Justin Herbert under contract when they need to next offseason. I think the other interesting part of this deal is I kind of expected there to be some level of performance bonuses or per game bonuses or something along those lines just to protect the team. There's nothing like that in this contract. Now, there are roster bonuses in 2025 and 2026, but those roster bonuses are not built in for the life of the contract like you might have thought. You are not seeing any, easily attainable bonuses built in based on the number of games played, the number of snaps played, anything like that. So the team is basically saying to Derwin, hey, we believe in you. We think you're going to stay healthy. And they forewent any kind of performance or gameplay bonuses on their part to get the deal done. And I'm sure that was a major concession that they made on their part. And they were probably comfortable making that because Derwin made a financial concession in years 1 and 2 to help them sign Herbert. So there's some trade-off there, which is really encouraging. Now, the interesting part is, even though this is a 4-year deal, and that 4-year deal does kick in officially starting next year, the Chargers, as is customary for them with their contracts, is there is a parachute, there is a ripcord, like we like to say, and that ripcord comes after 2024, where if the team decides to cut Derwin after the 2024 season, assuming they make it a pre-June 1 release in 2025, they would have a dead cap of $14.2 million and they would save $9.6 million. If it were a post-June 1 release, they would have a dead cap savings of $7.1 million in 2025 and 2026, with a 2025 cap savings of $16.75 million. So unlike a lot of deals the Chargers sign, this is not a situation where we're hoping that this becomes a necessity. Obviously, we are all hoping that Derwin plays out the life of the deal, is healthy, is productive, because if he's healthy and productive and he's on the team for the next 4 or 5 years, this team is set up for a lot of success. So obviously not hoping that the team has to cut him, but should that become necessary for injury reasons, they do have an ability to save some significant money with either a June 1 release or a post-June 1 trade, in which in both cases they'd save themselves almost $17 million in 2025. So look, this is great news. Chargers signed one of their best and most important players. We heard Brandon Staley talk about how Derwin is the heartbeat of the defense, about how he is a true difference maker. He doesn't view him as a safety. He views him as an impact player because he can play so many positions so well. He said that before the deal got done, probably as a means for putting pressure on the front office to get something done. So very encouraging that this deal gets done. They have their difference maker. They have their heartbeat of the team and of the defense locked in for the next 4 years. I'm sure Derwin is thrilled. He got his money, richly deserved. He got the biggest deal in league history for a safety. And now we can finally put the talk of a hold-in behind us. We can start focusing on getting ready for the season. The Chargers will start their season, obviously, in September. It sounds like they're going to start working Derwin into team drills starting next week. He should start doing one-on-ones and things like that. I think today is the plan, and they'll slowly phase him in to team drills, 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, and things like that starting next week, and slowly ramp him up for the start of the season. So congratulations to the Chargers for getting this deal done. Congratulations to Derwin for getting the deal done. I think this is a deal that had to happen. The numbers are basically what I would have expected. I was thinking 4 years, $80 million. So 4 years, 76, kind of right in that ballpark. I thought he might push $20 million a year. He's closer. He's just a shade over 19, which is still the richest deal in league history. And like I said, he topped out guaranteed at signing, total guarantees, and signing bonus for any deal signed by a safety in NFL history. So congratulations to Derwin, much deserved. Hopefully he's healthy. He stays on the field for the next 4 or 5 years, and this team has a lot of success with him in the center of that defense. Very excited this deal got done. Now let's get back to the preseason. Let's get ready for the season, and let's hope the Chargers make a nice deep run in the playoffs this year.